Hello guys. Welcome to another video. This is Wisdom King YouTube channel. By the way, subscribe over YouTube channel for more exciting videos of that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Spoiler alert. In this video used images just for reference. Chapter 1. The Eve of the Festival. Part 1. This time, it was Yuki himself giving orders to Team Lightspeed. Recently, an enormous slave market had been uncovered in Wallachia, one of the smaller kingdoms that ringed Inglesea. Fortunately, a runaway slave had contacted the relevant authorities for help, and now they needed to form an expedition to investigate. But while Wallachia was small, there was a chance this market was backed by the kingdom itself. The assignment was ranked B+ or greater in difficulty, not the sort of thing your average brawling adventurer could tackle. I wanted to turn this down, Yuki admitted to Masayuki, but I can't say no to one of my sponsors. As famous as you guys are, I'd like you to act as a lure. Sending the investigation team in without support was likely not going to be successful. So, Yuki explained, he wanted Team Lightspeed to join them on the expedition, and while the team collected evidence about the slave market, Masayuki and company could stay active in public, ensuring the Wallachian government's attention stayed on them. An A-ranked team like Masayuki's couldn't be refused entry by the kingdom, and with the investigation team doing the nitty-gritty detective work, the party would strike a nice balance between brains and brawn. It didn't seem too tricky to the hero's ears. Masayuki, let's give these people a hand. Why, a nation that small could declare war against us and we'd still win. Jinrai was alight with the burning flame of vengeful justice. Ever since Masayuki had beaten him, he had become more refined, gentlemanly, a far cry from when they'd first met. Yeah, Bernie added. There's no way we can let slavery happen in this day and age. With Masayuki's strength, we can put things right fast. As an otherworlder, Bernie had some kind of unique skill as well, making him resistant to Masayuki's chosen one. That didn't stop the man from respecting him nonetheless. Masayuki couldn't guess why, especially given how much he liked complaining to Bernie about the issues in his life. But despite that, Bernie trusted and helped him in innumerable ways. His impartial impression of Masayuki felt like a cherished dose of reality, one he referred to often. And if Bernie felt that way about this, the decision was clear. Jibu, meanwhile, was more curt. Right. If Sir Masayuki says yes, I will join him. They were in an ornate reception hall, the site of a ball attended by nobility not just from Wallachia but other nearby kingdoms. And Masayuki, an invited, was being faced with a situation so terrifying, he would do just about anything to escape it. The slave market did exist here, and he'd just gotten to witness it for himself. Give me a break. Isn't that the investigator's job? It almost made him want to cry. He was on his way back from a small journey to find a restroom when he heard a soft voice from a room he happened to pass by. He didn't intend to peek inside, but he took a glance anyway, and Braber, the Earl serving as Masayuki's tour guide, was there. They locked eyes. It happened in an instant. Are you? Well, this certainly isn't helpful, Braber said, still smiling. If you heard me, I suppose there is little I can do. I had a muscular soldier standing guard at the door, but I certainly didn't expect you to defeat him. I should have expected as much from the hero, shouldn't I? Soldier. What soldier? Whoa, wait He was about to lodge a complaint but got cut off. The hero has gone mad and he must be stopped. Everybody, after him. We must subdue him. Much to Masayuki's shock, the man Earl Braber was talking to grabbed the sword he was leaning against, and slashed the Earl down with it. Then the man tossed it away and began screaming, attempting to frame Masayuki for the attack. What ensued next was predictable. A dozen or so soldiers flocked to the scene, carefully eyeing Masayuki and his companion Jinrai. Well, Jinrai said, his fiendish face twisting into a smile, look what the cat dragged in. Masayuki doesn't need to waste his time with your lot. Let men dispatch you all. Jinrai went on the move. And with the chosen one support Masayuki provided, his performance in battle ventured into the realm of superhuman. TCH. Monster. But my enemy is the hero who tamed that beast, for getting in my way. Go sail. The Marquis who had just struck down Braber, gave Masayuki a loathsome scowl. You see the tide of this battle. Give it up and surrender. Considering how Jinrai was systematically destroying the gaggle of soldiers who poured in from the adjacent room, Masayuki figured the fighting was done. He was wrong. Hey, how kind of you to offer, hero. But if anyone was witness to the scene, this travesty, all of them would side with me. Then Masayuki recalled Earl Braber, still on the ground. He could hear footsteps. More people were coming toward the commotion. Blast. This is bad news, Masayuki. They were in the kingdom of Ballachia, and while the hero's name was known worldwide, Masayuki was still just a guest. Marquis Gosale was a figure of power and authority here. Between him and Masayuki, he would be the more trusted of the two. That's why Gosale was acting so confident right now, and why Jinrai was biting his nails. But Masayuki didn't fret for a moment. Internally, he was annoyed, but already, his instincts told him things were going just like they always did. His skill, chosen one, always had a knack for bending situations in ways that made him the hero of the day. And it happened again. Soon, the room was awash in curious rubberneckers, including a few Ballachian noblemen and foreign dignitaries. The Marquis had been standing triumphantly in one corner, but now shock was racing across his face. Ah, eh. What has become of me? With a groan, Earl Braber regained consciousness. Sir Masayuki, this is a valuable witness, is he not? He was still alive, so I healed his wounds. Jibu, who had slipped in at some point, had cast healing magic on Braber, and now she was looking right at Masayuki, fishing for compliments. Hey there, old man, Jinrai thundered, turning toward Braber. Lucky for you, Masayuki is such a forgiving lad, huh? If you tell the truth to everyone right now, I'll make sure slave trading's the only crime you get charged with. But if you try to keep anything secret, I imagine that man over there's just gonna slash you down again, won't he? So what'll it be? The vicious smile on his face told Braber everything he needed to know. He thought for a moment, calculating, then resigned himself to his fate. Hanging his head, he began his confession. What the devil is happening in here? And the king of Ballachia chose that exact moment to step in. As the nobility fell silent, things resolved themselves quickly. It all happened exactly how Masayuki had predicted it would. Things got even more heated. Military police quickly stormed the residences of Earl Braber and Marquis Gosale, uncovering evidence of their slave trade. It revealed a scandal. Gosale was one of the leaders of an organized crime ring. And not only that, their headquarters was right here in Ballachia. The news weighed heavily upon the king. Authris, the slave trading group whose sphere of influence was largely in the western nations, was using the small nation of Ballachia as a front. It was a sad state of affairs, one the king refused to ignore. Authris dealt in much more than just slaves, however. They ran a diverse business, handling weapons, armor, mysterious potions, drugs, monsters, magic items, even arcane artifacts. They were too powerful for a small kingdom to topple, and so Ballachia's king had enlisted the Free Guild for help. And if the Free Guild was involved, Team Lightspeed no doubt would be as well. A person can grow used to extraordinary events all too quickly, but really, Masayuki could predict all of it. Ah, I figured this would happen, he thought as he accepted the king's request. We hope you all enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, then subscribe over YouTube channel for more exciting videos.